The sound of Herefordshire and Worcestershire. Malcolm Boyden.
BBC Hereford and Worcester.
Right, it's a Tuesday morning with Malcolm Boyden. Here's another question for you. Have you ever had an unlikely starring role on the stage? And the one year you had to play the role of a beanstalk. Not Jack. No, I'm not after the Jacks of this world. I'm after the beanstalks of this world. We're talking about the theatre this morning because an actor has become one of the first people in the world, I love this, to achieve a master's degree in, wait for it, Contemporary Pantomime. I wonder if he saw my Mother Goose at Coventry. Anyway, Jefferson Parlett is the name. He came across the Staffordshire University course quite accidentally and it won him over. And he's with us now. Oh, I'm pleased. Hello, Jefferson.
Good morning, Malcolm. How are you?
Very well, all the better because you're on the radio with me, actually.
Stop it.
I'm not going to stop it, no. Have you always had an interest in Panto, Jefferson? What's your story?
Mine was my first experience of live theatre at Theatre Royal here in Plymouth. So it was something about just telling jokes and making people laugh and feel good, ignited and fueled me. And I turned to my mum and dad and I said, this is what I've got to do. So I used to go around stage door after each panto and speak to all of the actors and actresses and ask them how they got involved. But back then, Malcolm, there was no training. There was no master's degree in contemporary pantomime. There was no workshops. You know, traditions were sort of passed down by all the panto legends. There was no training. So I knew acting was my thing. So I trained as a professional actor, went to drama school, and I've been very lucky to work across TV and stage. But then I was on holiday, opened up the stage newspaper, and there it was, page 2, Masters in Contemporary Panto. And I thought, I have to do this. So went along to the open day and got a place there and then.
And what sort of things do you learn on a pantomime course?
So the course was sort of split up into 3 modules. The first module was looking at the history of pantomime, how it developed from sort of clowning and the harlequinade in the Victorian age. And then the second module looked at pantomime techniques, looking at the ghost gag, looking at the mechanics of how that works. And then for the third module, the university gave us a budget and we wrote, direct, produce and start our own panto, which we took to local communities around Staffordshire.
Oh, what was your panto called?
So we did Robinson Crusoe, but we wanted to make it inclusive and welcome, and we set it on a Welsh cruise ship. So we actually called it, and forgive my Welsh accent here, we actually called it Robinson Crusoe, which is all welcome.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. And now, having completed the course, have you landed any pantomime roles? Are you about to land a pantomime role?
I'm literally grasping every opportunity as we speak. So if there is any panto casting directors listening to this, give me inquiries at jeffparlett.com. I'm ready. I'm ready. Cheeky plug.
That's
but
all right.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go out there and face my childhood dream.
So, hold on a minute. What would you be? Are we talking about lead boy here? Are we talking about comedian here? Are we talking about the dame here? What?
I've always been told throughout my life I'm a funny-looking bloke, and that I'll be perfect for panto. So my dream job would always be the Buttons character, the Simon. It would be the one that plays the games with the kids throughout the show, and it's sort of like that comedy driver.
Yeah, lovely. And you said something at the start of this interview. You said something really, really important. You had your first experience of theatre watching a pantomime. Many, in fact, most children have their first experience of theatre watching a pantomime. And for me, Jefferson, that is why pantomime is so important, because that first experience has to be a positive one and they'll keep going back to the theatre. Am I right?
You said it perfectly. I think it's fundamental because and for a lot of families, theatre tickets are extortionate, but it's the one time of the year they can afford to go to the theatre for some families. So you have to make it inclusive. You have to make it magical, because you never know. You could just be inspiring the future stars of today.
Well said. Now, we're talking about unlikely starring roles on the stage. Have you ever been a tree or a blade of grass? Or...
I remember doing a production of Bugsy Malone, and I was hat stand number 1, and I had 2 hats on either hand.
Oh, that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
No such thing as small roles, and I should know more than anybody. Jefferson, it's lovely. It's a treat speaking to you. Good luck with your future career. We'll follow you with interest.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.
Not at all. Well done to him. That's Jefferson Parlett, and he has become one of the first people in the world to get a master's degree in contemporary pantomime. And he was hat stand number 1 with 2 hats hanging off his hands in Bugsy Malone. That is an unlikely starring stage role. Thank you.
The sounds
of Herefordshire and Worcestershire.
together we can make a difference. BBC
Hereford and Worcester.